record. Right. So first of all, okay, what I need you to understand all times is price action. Okay, price action you need to understand. Okay, if you don't understand price action, you are not going to get this done properly. Right, so it doesn't matter what kind of chart we look at. Okay, we're going to first start with candle chart sticks. We're going to go to the 5-minute chart. Okay, and we're going to mark structure. Okay, structure is how is the market behaving. Okay, so do not confuse yourself with higher time structure with a lower time frame structure. Okay, so the first thing you guys need to do is with an arrow, okay, figure out is price going up or down. Okay, at this moment you can see clearly price on the 1 hour is going down. Okay, price hits a particular point, then it starts to go further down. Okay, so what you need to do straight away is indicate with your boxes, where did price go down from? Okay, so price went down from here, then it shot back down, and now if you look carefully, okay, price isn't going anywhere in particular. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the bottom of this zone. Okay, so if you look carefully, the wick is where is most important to me. Okay, so this particular one, okay, I've marked just the wick, and that's all. You're now seeing wick is not being penetrated from that zone. Okay, so this is telling you that it could be a very, very good demand zone. Okay, also the candles differ, yes. Okay, also if you look carefully, where did that price drop from? Okay, this particular one, okay, I'm only interested in the wick. The wick didn't go up. From that wick, it went further down. If we now look carefully at this black candle, the black candle did not go above here and it kept on going down. Okay, so at this moment, so when I say to you guys how to mark your zones is look at where price reacted from and where did it react to. So it went here, jumped up to there, and now it's not making any more. If you now look at these wicks, these are the wicks that you've got to be very, very careful of. These did not penetrate the zone. So once we look at that, if we now convert it to a line chart, you will see the wicks are not visible anymore. The wicks are not visible. Okay? The wicks are not visible, telling you that the price is going up. And also look at how it makes a triangle. Price goes down, hits a zone. Price goes down, hits a zone. Okay, this kind of reaction from a zone is what is the type of movement you need. So if I now go back to the candlesticks, okay, all these wicks are not included in the line chart. Okay, so this is telling you on the line chart that price is going up. Okay, so if you wanted to, okay, you can use a trend line. Okay, okay, let's use a trend line and mark this. Okay, and telling you which way is price going at the moment. Okay, yes, so as it's making higher highs, okay, if we now go back to, so if you do your markings on the line chart version rather than the candle version, it'll help you better. So if we now look at the candlesticks, okay, it's within these two zones. So that's our zone and that's our zone. So we marked our stuff on the 1 hour. Now we're going to use these two zones. So just to make it easier for you guys, let's change the color of this. So it's easier, right? So between the red and the blue, okay? Also, if you look carefully of other zones within that zone, okay? So price went up to here, then it went down, okay? So we've got a zone here, okay? So well, I'm only interested in that black candle's body, okay? All the other wicks went into that body, but nothing went above it, okay? So if I now look at it from the line chart, okay, nothing, the top of that line is where I've indicated from, okay? So now go back to my candles, okay? Now I go to my 5-minute chart and look at how price is reacting from those two zones, okay? So from the 5-minute chart, there was an entry point here. The entry point here, how do I know there was an entry point? The reason is, look at what happened at the top. So wick entry from the supply zone, wick entry. So the wick went down and the price shot down. Okay, if I now look at this from a line chart, look at that line, how aggressive it was. Nothing else touched that zone, okay? You could make a lot of money if you just understand how line charts are made. Look, zone to zone, zone to zone. If you now look carefully, wick entry at the bottom, price went down, okay? If we now mark a little zone here, only for the body, nothing else, okay? Only for the body, okay? Price went down. Remember, this is a 5-minute chart as well, okay? Look how aggressive it was, and then it went further up, okay? If you look at from the 5-minute point of view, there was another zone here. I'm only interested in the wick. So price went up, then it went down, then it went back up, okay? So the wick is my reference point for a zone, okay? Price did not go below here, and now it went to from one zone to the other zone. If we now using the ruler tool, we mark how much of that it was. That was 17 pips, okay? My strategy is always to you is make 20 pips a day, 100 pips a week, okay? And look at how price is reacting from that zone, okay? What you can see is wicks. Wicks are being formed, wicks are being formed, okay? So if we now look at it from a minute chart, look at how price is reacting from that zone. This is telling you a different story because we're in a seller supply zone. Sellers are more here, so the price is going down. Go back to the 5-minute chart, okay? We're starting to see lower lows, okay? If those of you who don't understand a lot of this stuff, try and look at your times. You've got a timer of 4 minutes 30, okay? Try and understand that price, okay? At the moment, okay, we're not going to be doing monthly, weekly, daily. I want you to understand price. How does price move from one zone to the next zone, okay? And then you'll see the difference, okay? So remember, price went down, wick. Price went up, wick, okay? Here, if we wanted to, we could do the wick at the top of there, but at the moment, okay, the reason why I'm doing the body is price did not go above here, this particular candle, okay? This is how you should be marking your charts, okay? Anybody got any questions about what I've just explained, please say so. Anybody, any questions? Okay. The reason why it's the body is when I'm, okay, let's go back to my, yeah. So if we look at the 1 hour chart, okay, I want you to concentrate only on the wicks, nothing else, the wicks. If I now, yeah, if I now change this to a line chart, so go from candles to line, all these wicks have gone. Okay, the wicks are not relevant. The wicks are only relevant for price rejection and price entry. Okay, if I now look from a 5-minute chart, okay, this is a clear uptrend. Okay, if we now change it from to the candlesticks, you're not going to see those wicks here. Okay, these are your hidden zones that you need to be understanding. Okay, remember this can be done with stocks as well. Okay, but the main understanding is you've got to understand how price moves. Okay, look at that rejection, then the entry. Okay, with this type of chart, okay, you can see retracements better. Okay, where to take the retracement and where to continue from. Okay, this way. But if you do want to see from the candlestick version, okay, you can see from the candlesticks. Okay, but you've got to be able to see this. Does that answer your question? That's fine. Okay, you stay as much as you want. Okay, once the recording's out, okay, I'll send you the recording. Okay, so look out on the 5-minute chart. Okay, look at how price is reacting. Okay, remember at this moment, okay, this red zone is our supply zone. Okay, is it going to penetrate this zone? And if it does, is it going to go to this zone? Price reacted from that zone. Okay, so price needs to go from that zone. So remember, this is our 5-minute supply, and the red one is our hourly supply. Okay, so, but the main ones at the top, this is the one that needs to be penetrated. Okay, so you could see your zone to zone. Okay, also if you look carefully, okay, there was, or there is still as well. Just make that a bit lighter for you guys so to understand. You've got wicks here, a wick there. Okay, the wick entry. Okay, this there, just there. The wick of that candle, okay, was where the supply zone could not go above. Okay, if you look at the wicks of this one, the wicks did not go above it. Okay, wick, red. Yeah. So if you look at these wicks, okay, the wick here, the red wick, there's a wick there. That's a hidden supply zone. Okay, a hidden supply zone is telling you that the price rejected from that. Okay, let's try. Yeah. If we wanted to, we could, but the issue is, okay, what we'll do, okay, we'll show you something that happens. Okay, the reason why you won't enter here is because you haven't seen the retracement. Okay, you've got to see a retracement. So what we'll do, we'll just observe this price for the next couple of minutes, okay, and see what happens with the next candle. Okay, if we were to look at it from a minute point of view, That's the confirmation we needed. Okay, it's making a lower low. Okay, if we now look from the 5-minute point of view, okay, the short-term high that I keep on referring to, okay, is here. That short-term high must be broken, then retested, and then you could enter. Unless that's done, okay, you can't see that. So if we now look at that from the minute point of view, okay, that blue line has to be broken, then continuation to the downside. So let's see what happens over the next couple of minutes, okay? Within that time, while we're watching this, okay, anybody, any questions, fire away, and then you can see what happens as well. So if you look carefully, okay, with the next 23 seconds, okay, we want to see a price to go further down, okay? Only the blue line is interested in nothing else, okay? Only the blue line, okay? Only the blue line I'm interested in, okay? Right, so that was the first one that penetrated it. We do not enter here. We need to see what happens with this candle. Does this make a lower low or not? If this makes a lower low, okay, this would be the entry point after this candle. So straight away, it's starting to do a bit of rejection, okay? And straight away, if you look carefully, okay, we are seeing candlestick from the downside being rejected, okay? It's also not going above that blue line, okay? If you look a bit more carefully, there. So we got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. So at this moment, that's lower. If you do enter, okay, your stop loss would be the blue line. Okay. The stop loss would be the blue line. So at this moment, I'm going to say hypothetically, I took this trade. Okay. Hypothetically, I took this trade. Okay. Stop loss is at the blue line. Okay. And let's see what happens. Okay. And then you'll see the overall. Okay. So this way you can do it. Okay. The other way, if you want a better stop loss, you would have it just above here. The entry would have been, okay, as soon as this candle was formed, okay? Okay, as soon as this candle was formed, the stop loss would be the blue line, okay? If you want a better stop loss, you can have it there, okay? Look at how price is now reacting, okay? Remember, our stop loss at the moment is hypothetically that blue line, okay? The blue line is our stop loss, okay? Our take profit would be this line for this particular one, okay? So we're going to put our take profit there, okay? And let's see how price reacts from there, okay? So even though we're going to make, like, say, small amounts of profit, the main thing is I want to see consistency. If you make consistent profits, even if it's low profits, you will make more money in the overall months than the short months, okay? Let's see what happens, okay? These rejections, okay, is really showing you very good signs as well. So if I now change this to a line chart, okay, the line chart is now going back in, but it hasn't touched my blue line, okay? Now probably would, because again, rejection, okay? But look how it does that, okay? It needs to, probably would. That trade has taken me out, okay? Touch my zone, okay? So certain times, okay, whenever you have zones, okay, The candle just above, the candle just above would be the ideal stop. Okay, so remember, when this one broke it, this one confirmed it, this is the entry one. Okay, that was our stop loss of where the break was happening. The overall stop loss could be at the top. Okay, yes. If it does a retest, it's always a good sign that price will reject from there. Okay, so you need to see like a rejection from that zone. So price went from there back into there. That was the retest. If you wanted to, you could enter from there. The stop loss would be at the blue line above. Okay, and also the target would be here. Okay, you might not be getting very good profits. Okay, but it's consistency. Okay, not much profit. Okay, so but you need to see this on higher time frames, which would be the best way. So if we now look from a 5-minute point of view, okay, look at how this candle is making good progress. Okay, so at this moment, okay, this is the line it needs to break. So our green candle is stuck between those two. Okay, and if you look carefully, it's going to take out our other stop. Okay, as well, but the overall bias is the seller because it's coming from that area. Okay, but you need to be able to see how price goes from one zone, comes back in for the retest, comes back again for the retest, and then see if you can catch it again. Okay, the wick entry, okay, would give you the highest possible entry to enter straight away. Okay, the retest would tell you that this is a confirmation that this zone is valid as long as this particular yellow zone hasn't been broken. Okay, and if you look at the overall orange zone here, yeah, so that zone itself hasn't been broken yet, so no price has gone above it. Okay, if we now look at from a line chart, okay, it's starting to go further up, but not. Right. So if you now look carefully how it reacts from that zone, okay? How it reacts from that zone, okay, is our indication, okay? Is it going to break that zone or is it going to react from that zone? Okay, that's what we need to identify. So if we now look at from a minute point of view, okay, it looks like it's going to penetrate that zone, okay? There was your pullback. There. Go from one zone to the next and see if it goes to the top zone because that's where the original price started from. Okay, start from there. Look from a 5-minute point of view, we're starting to see the price start to react a bit. Okay, right. Anybody, any questions about this today? No questions, anybody? Right. So if you look carefully now on the 5-minute chart, okay, price is rejecting the upward movement. The price is rejecting the upward movement, okay? right? So if we look at from the 1 hour point of view, okay, at this moment, if we look at from a candlestick version, okay, that wick on the top is showing you rejection from that zone. That's fine, okay, right. So as long as it doesn't penetrate that zone, so also look carefully, okay, price is going from the bottom to the top because all the rejection is from the downside. So if we change this to the line chart, okay, all these wicks are not there. The wicks are not there telling you price is going to rise. Okay, if we put the candles back in, this green candle is telling you that the price is going to go further. Okay, no wicks from the top. Okay, these are what we call, you could classify as boosters. Okay, think of it like rockets. Okay, you're getting the boost from the bottom,